It is the question no one has been able to answer for the past 4 years. What happened to Relisha Rudd?
There's an Amber Alert out there for this 8-year-old girl. Her name is Relisha Rudd. She's from Southeast D.C.
Where is she?
Pray for us. Help me get my daughter back home safely.
The FBI just released a chilling surveillance tape of Relisha and 51-year-old Khalil Tatum walking down the interior hallway of the Holiday Inn Express.
She was with him for a lot of times, and he brought her back.
Is she still alive?
That's one of the facts that's like, oh my gosh, there's something really wrong here.
Bring her home!
What new information do investigators have today they didn't have back then?
Social workers went to the shelter and figured out it was all a lie.
This discovery was a shock for us. We were very focused on finding Relisha.
Do you think Relisha's alive?
Yeah,
Why do you think that?
I always have strong hopes. You can't never let your hopes down.
And today marks 4 years since D.C. police started looking for Relisha. She's the 8-year-old girl who disappeared back in 2014 from the district's largest family homeless shelter in Southeast. What you just heard is a sample of a new podcast from WUSA9. It's called 18 Days. Our anchor, Jan Jeffcoat, and producer Dory Olmos have been working on this project for many months. The podcast takes a closer look at Relisha's disappearance. You've got video of the hotel that everybody's seen, a number of times, but you've gone further than that. You've got video you were telling me about that nobody has seen. What is this?
So there's the surveillance video that really haunted all of us. I mean,
Walking
everybody.
down the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, you see Relisha and Khalil Tatum walking down this hallway together, and that was the only piece of video the FBI ever released.
Right.
But that wasn't the last piece of video that police have of her. So that was February 26th, that video, that surveillance video. There's also this separate piece of surveillance video from March 1st, okay? And that was the last time they believe she was ever seen alive. That video was taken from a different motel across the street from the one where we saw that surveillance video, right?
Did you try to get that video?
So we tried to get that video. We did this Freedom of Information Act, which for the media means that we're trying to get it because we believe it's part of a story that we're working on, that we believe the public should see. And the FBI sent us back a note saying they were not going to release any more video because it was still part of an active investigation. What's interesting is that the very first surveillance video of her at the Holiday Inn Express, I had to go there. I had to see for it myself, why it was this particular hotel that he took her to. And so my producer and I, we actually gained access inside this hotel. We walked in it, we looked at it, and there was something very revealing about that hotel that has a connection to the homeless shelter that we didn't know before.
And that's in the podcast.
And that's in the podcast. We talk all about that. And then that was when we then learned that this other piece of video that's still out there that no one's ever seen from March 1st was from a motel right across the street from.
And it's the FBI that won't let you see this video,
right.
part
the
of the investigation?
Right, it's still part of the investigation. I think one of the most important people we talked to was Bob Lowry. He is the Vice President of the Missing Children's Division at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children right here in our area. He told us and gave us a clearer picture of what kind of they've been doing and how they've been involved in the search for Relisha Rudd since almost from day one. I mean, they were pretty much. It's in the podcast, but I will say this. There is a good reason why he does not believe that she was sex trafficked. So on one hand, we kept talking about whether or not she might have been sex trafficked and who would know that, who would have that information. And he gave me a very good explanation as to why they do not believe that's the case.
You can listen to episode 1 of 18 Days right now on SoundCloud. Just go to WUSA9.com/18 days. It's going to be available on iTunes soon, and we're going to let you know, of course, when that happens. Stay with us.